Welcome back to our Fridays at First podcast. I am Richard Gibbons. I'm a member of the pastoral staff here at First Presbyterian Church in Greenville, South Carolina. This week I was surprised to hear that one of my colleagues received such an unusual Christmas gift. The Reverend Don Feuerbach's focus on congregational care naturally reveals a significant level of empathy for the needs of others. I had not, however, anticipated that Santa would give him a large black and white shoulder tattoo, which he lets other people colour in. When I asked him about it, he said, "Everyone needs a shoulder to crayon." Over the last few weeks, we have been highlighting the upcoming performance of the one-act play Viable. Most of you will be aware that Viable is a heartwarming story of a mother who has been wrestling with secret shame, sorrow and self-condemnation for almost 30 years. The play focuses not only on her past, but also the healing, renewing and restorative love of Christ. The one-act play is taking place on Friday evening, January 24th at 7 p.m, and tickets are on sale at firstpresgreenville.org/events. As we continue to focus on the end of the month, my co-presenter this week, Michelle Ward, is interviewing Chelsea Fraser about an exciting event coming up at the end of the month. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you so much, Richard. Well, happy Friday, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the snow last weekend. I know I did. I'm kind of a one and done snow gal here, but I'm actually here today with Chelsea Fraser, director of our Fine Arts Ministry. Chelsea, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I'm on the other side. I want more snow.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's just keeping up with teenage boys.
Well, mine are 10 and under, so we love it.
Yeah, that's a fun age. Oh, goodness. Well, Chelsea, people may not know a little bit about what you're doing here behind the scenes with our Fine Arts Ministry, which is just incredible. Can you give our listeners a brief description of your role and just some of the details about the ministry?
Sure. So the Fine Arts Ministry has a lot of different parts, so it can seem like it's really huge, but really what the Fine Arts Ministry is here to do is to help unlock and empower the full potential of who God has called each of us to be, and to be a part of what the church is doing, transforming the heart of the city and beyond. So we do that through gallery work with visual artists, through some performances with performing artists, both musicians and some theatrical performances. We had a dance in the fall, and some writing and like community opportunities. So I get to do a lot of different things with that, but really it's all about helping support artists and people who love creativity.
Right, and then sharing their gifts. We have been blessed with so many artists and gatherings and concerts and workshops that people probably don't even know about, and some of our really neat events. So tell us kind of what's coming up in 2025. What do you think people would need to know and would come and enjoy?
Sure. We've got a lot of visual art coming up, especially the first half of the year. We just had an exhibition close. Our Quilted Faith show closed. And so we're looking at a new exhibition coming up here at the end of this month. And our Luke Alsbrook show, which is on the third floor in our Lentz Gallery, that will run through the end of February. So we still got a little bit of time for that one. The next show coming up the pike is called Resilience, and it features Asheville artists, about 5, maybe 6 Asheville artists with whom we have relationships. And we just wanted to help them following Hurricane Helene. So we're going to have an exhibition of their work starting January 31st again. And then after Luke Alsbrook's show comes down, we'll have an exhibition featuring work by Matt Baumgartner in our Lentz Gallery. So there'll be a lot of visual art stuff this spring.
Right.
We already have tickets on sale for Andrew Peterson's Easter concert tour, Resurrection Letters. That's coming up on April 3rd. So get your tickets for that.
And he sold out last time, correct?
I think he did. Yeah. The tickets are already moving pretty quickly. So you'll want to take advantage of that. You can find those on our website. We also are going to be having a classical recital in February. There'll be more information on the website about that soon. And the Greyhavens loved being here last year, and so they're bringing their Zion Caravan tour here in May. That's not something that we're necessarily running, but we get to host it and build those relationships. And those tickets are on sale now too.
Okay, wonderful. And we had a ton of people from out of town come back to see the Grey Havens.
We did. Can I tell a really quick story?
Yes,
if it doesn't,
please.
Yeah. So they had never performed in Greenville before last year. And Dave Radford, who is the guy behind the Grey Havens, he said they didn't know they had a market in Greenville. And so now they're coming back here because they realize they have a really strong market in Greenville.
Yeah.
After being here last year.
And they're a husband and wife team, correct?
Yep.
With their band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Now, if you're an artist, what are some of the other happenings that, you do these workshops and luncheons, art and faith luncheons? Can you tell me just a little bit about that?
Sure. So every single month on the first Friday of the month at noon, we hold an art and faith lunch. And that is open to anybody who wants to come. It's a bring your own lunch. It's very informal. And we usually feature a local Christian artist who works in the Greenville area. In the past, we have had Brandon Collins, who is a professional composer or arranger. He's worked with humongous groups in the mainstream like U2 and Christina Perry. We've had some local professors like Emma Stevens, who is a poetry professor and literature professor at Bob Jones University.
Right.
We've had a art professor from North Greenville, Zach Booser. We've had a number of people come and talk about their the art that they make, like Emmanuel Wilson, some of the local artists in town, and some of our own musicians that are also working in town, but people like Chelsea LaCourse, who is our lead soprano. If you love those glorious high notes, that's our Chelsea. And she works at the South Carolina Children's Theater and teaches at some of the local colleges. So we always are trying to feature the artists in Greenville and learn from them, hear from them.
Right. Well, that's just really cool. I mean, obviously the creator of the universe created us to create. And so I love what you're doing here, Chelsea. I know so many people are so grateful for you and all that you do. And if you all have any questions kind of about what Chelsea does and Fine Arts Ministry and how to get involved, certainly reach out to her. But if you would like to find out more about what's coming up, please visit firstpresgreenville.org/events for the gallery openings and concerts, and visit our Fine Arts Ministry page. We also have an Instagram page called FPC Arts, so make sure you go and follow along with that and share it. And if you're an artist, reach out to us too and let us know how we can help fellowship with you. But Chelsea, thank you so much again for being with us today.
Thank you for letting me be here. It's one of my favorite things to get to talk about what God's doing in the arts.
Absolutely.
Michelle and Chelsea, thank you for participating in our Fridays at First podcast this week. We deeply appreciate it. It is with significant sadness that this coming Sunday at the 11 a.m. service, we will be saying farewell to the Reverend Brian Stewart, our Associate Pastor for Missions. Brian has served First Pres for the past 15 years, and we are immensely grateful to God for Brian's period of service to our congregation. Brian has accepted a call to serve as the Director of World Missions for our denomination, and he'll take up that new position February 1st. There will be a brief reception in the Sturgis Gathering area in the Worship and Arts Building following the 11 a.m. worship service. Please take a moment to thank Brian and his family and wish them God's richest blessing in this exciting new phase of his ministry. Also on Sunday morning, it is Sanctity of Life Sunday, and our Light and Life ministry will be bringing us a brief update on their activities during our Moment for Mission this Sunday, and that will take place at all services. Sunday morning will also see a return to our new series of studies entitled Flourishing, Healthy Then, Healthy Now. On the church website and on our social media platforms, I have been describing this series in the following manner. In an unprecedented moment in history, the coming of the Holy Spirit in the book of Acts demonstrates the explosive nature of the gospel that changed the world forever. Throughout the book of Acts, God is on the move in multiple directions across all levels of society, transforming, renewing, and equipping his children to powerfully live out their faith. If you would like to explore how God worked then and experience him at work today, make it a priority to join us on Sundays as we explore the remarkable, life-altering story of the birth, growth, and development of the infant church in ways they could never have imagined. This Sunday, we are also exploring one of the least known passages in the entire book of Acts, the story of Matthias, who replaced Judas. And in our study on Sunday morning, we will be asking what kind of person does it take to replace an apostle? What kind of gifts and abilities do they have? I will also be asking, what do those lessons teach us about becoming the person God is calling us to be? Meanwhile, I do trust you have a great weekend, and I look forward to welcoming you on Sunday morning.